ladies and gentlemen, I swear to you, I'm not trying to make it a habit of doing late review reports, but I had real life shit happen, and then I got under the weather, and then I relapsed. Anyway, enough about me and my excuses here. So, this Memorial Day of Raw starts off with a Memorial Day tribute, just like they do every year. And we go from a tribute from courage to coward. How the fuck are you going to have a Miz TV after some motherfuckers with courage, and then you go to coward and pussism? How the fuck do you do that? Well, this is WWE. I guess they can do whatever the fuck they want. So, you got the Miz TV thing, and he goes on to say about Extreme Rules that if Dean Ambrose gets himself disqualified, he loses the Intercontinental Championship. Now, of course, I don't like that at all, because that doesn't make sense to me at all. This is Extreme Rules, and you have a match like that with that type of stipulation, which makes no sense to me. But anyway, he plays last week's Elias Sampson's debut, which The Miz causes that disqualification, and Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, and Elias Sampson does the damage afterwards, and so on and so forth. So it's like, okay, fine. Then he invites out his guests, Cesaro and Sheamus, and they get in there, and he's like, no one deserves to be champion more than you two. Well, and he's like, well, more than me. And then, what do you know? The Miz, after, Sheamus goes on and says, hey, the WWE Universe betrayed Cesaro because the Hardys came out, and then they clinged onto the Hardys at WrestleMania, and they just like the new thing, the new shiny toy. The Miz goes on about himself, a broken record, saying that he made the Intercontinental Championship something, and Dean didn't make it anything, and he will get it back for the 7th time. And it's like, come on, dude. It's funny because when The Miz was champion, he was doing absolutely nothing with it all those times he was champion. The only reason why, again, that he got put even a blip on the radar was that tirade of him crying on Talking Smack against Daniel Bryan, when Daniel Bryan just merely told the truth that he's a coward. But anyway, you had Dean Ambrose interrupt all that shit. He comes out, he's like, look, someone just had to come out here and shut your mouths. And, of course, it was the whole, The Miz says, hey, there's 3 of us and there's 1 of you, he. And you're either crazy or you stupid. And Ambrose is like, yeah, people call me crazy, but I'm not stupid. Well, what do you know? Duh, the Hardys come out. But before any brawling can, get done 3-on-3, the Hardys and Dean Ambrose get in there. Sheamus and Cesaro at least try to stand their ground. And what do you know? The Miz runs again. It's funny because most of the time when that fucker is on screen, whether it be on Raw or SmackDown or whatever, I'm ended up shouting, he ran! Now, it's just a weekly thing. He ran again. He bitched again. Why don't you just stand your ground and fucking fight? It would have been different if he would have just tried to fight, got his ass kicked, and then got tossed from the ring, like the traditional type of wrestling thing that's been happening for, I don't know, generations. But none of that took place, and it's just a damn shame. So, a 3-on-3 match. Well, common sense, since all 6 of them were out there. In the standard 6-man tag match where The Miz doing what he does and Cesaro and Sheamus trying to do what they do, yeah, the faces come out on top. And The Miz ends up getting pinned, but he botches a twist of fate. Okay, everybody knows when the twist of fate comes, you're supposed to immediately goes down. The Miz ends up twirling, and then he takes a swanton bomb and he gets pinned. Okay, alright, that's fine. At least he's the one that got pinned. Elias Sampson against Zach Evans. But before that, you get an interesting segment between Corey Graves, who walked off the commentary booth and he actually went to talk to Kurt Angle. And there was something about, Kurt Angle being a disgrace and, he should give up his gold medals or whatever. And I guess, look, Corey Graves is trying to get into some type of storyline between him and Kurt Angle and maybe something else, which I will get into. But still, it's just over the head. What the fuck is Corey Graves doing now? I mean, yeah, he's commentating, but is he going to get back to wrestling or is he going to get to managing? Well, who knows? But anyway, you get Elias Sampson in a squash match against a Hammerhager named Zach Evans. Of course, he sings about his debut last week in The Miz and Ambrose and everything, and then that match takes place, and it's like, okay, yeah, fine. Samoa Joe has an interview, and he's like, look, he talks about the Fatal 5-Way, about him, knowing Finn Balor. He broke him before, and he'll do it again. But then Bray Wyatt, he's like, okay, I'm the guy that you don't know. Yeah, he does like, yeah, on the screen. He's like, I'm the guy that you don't know. He talks to Beast, and he says that he's the only one that can defeat the Beast. Once again, that's kind of a broken record, but what new can you say at this point? So, you got Joe, Balor, and Bray Wyatt in a triple threat match. Standard triple threat match that everybody is showcasing their stuff. It was kind of funny that Joe even got scared with the whole Bray Wyatt spider thing. Joe even kind of froze. I would suspect that Joe would attack him, or say that don't affect me or anything like that, but Joe was actually kind of stunned with that. But anyway, standard triple threat match with Joe picking the bones because Finn Balor actually lays out Bray Wyatt with the drop kick into the corner and then the coup de grace. Joe comes back in after a sister Abigail, tosses Finn Balor out. 1, 2, 3. Joe ends up taking the win and actually getting the advantage going into Extreme Rules. Because if that happens at Extreme Rules, of course, he becomes number one contender. If he picks the bones, if he picks up the scraps, if he picks up the residue, he actually fucking wins. So, it could happen. It could. But at least it was a good fucking match. Now, there was a interview with Seth Rollins. He talks about Roman Reigns in the past. About, of course, the Shield and their history and anything. But he says if he knows something, that he owns Roman Reigns. Okay. Not according to Vince McMahon, you don't. But anyway, you had Rich Swann go against Noam Dar with Sasha Banks in the corner of Rich Swann and Alicia Fox in the corner of Noam Dar. This was short and sweet, with Rich Swann winning, and how the mighty have fallen. It's funny how, and it's sad that the boss is going to be in a mixed tag at Extreme Rules. Damn, from women's championship to a mixed tag with the cruiserweights. Damn, that's just so messed up. I hope the boss gets back in the title scene and soon. Please, leave the cruiserweights alone. Leave all that alone. Please. Please. So, you get the Revival, who hasn't been there because of injury, and one of them was injured, and he actually shows, his grill, and his grill was all fucked up. But then the accusation comes with Enzo Amore being knocked out, and there was footage of them being there last week, walking away in the back of the boss's interview. So, they answer for that accusation. It's like, yeah, we're here every week, but we had nothing to do with that Enzo stuff. So the plot thickens there. Big Cass actually goes up to Corey Graves, and he's like, look, what's that all about? And Corey Graves is all shaken up, and ends up shaking Corey's hand. He didn't tighten the hand, he didn't tighten the grip, which I would like to see Corey. But, of course, Big Cass wants to know what's going on as far as the whole Enzo being jumped thing. But, right now, the plot thickens. Titus O'Neil versus Kalisto. Titus O'Neil versus Kalisto, with Apollo Crews at ringside. Titus O'Neil beats Kalisto. Dropping his weight down on him should have been it, but no, he even had the nerve to pull the tights. And even Apollo Crews was, was like, yeah, you pulled the tights, and Titus O'Neil's like, look, that's how it's done. You get the win, and he's like, yeah, but you pulled the tights, yeah, but you get the win. I agree. You get the win. You can cheat. If you don't get caught, then oh well. It's not like he had help. It's not like Apollo Crews did all the fucking work. But again, Kalisto lost to Titus O'Neil, the Titus brand. What is Titus O'Neil going to get that gender push? No, I seriously doubt that. Handful of tights to beat Kalisto. Wow. So, Alexa, Bailey, this is your live segment. God. Out of all the segments of the night, I wanted this segment to end as soon as possible. She had pictures. She had books. She had yearbooks. She had dolls. She had trophies. She had Care Bears. She had Slinkies. She had yo-yos on this table. She had her 4th grade teacher. She had her best friend from a long time ago. She had her ex-boyfriend from a long time ago. There was even a delete chant of, okay, everyone was saying how nice she was, how she's being used by people by doing their homework, and I'm watching this segment and I'm like, end this. Please end this. And it just went on and on. It was ridiculous. Oh, and then the best friend and the ex-boyfriend hook up. I always wanted you, and I'm like, stop this bullshit. It just went on and on. Bailey comes out. Bailey attacks. Gets the upper hand. Tries to go for the kendo stick that was up on a pole, by the way. But she gets stopped by Alexa. Gets pulled down on and Bailey hits her head in the turnbuckle again. Alexa goes underneath the table there's a kendo stick and whacks her with it. So Alexa, basically the smartest of the two once again. Speaking of once again, Enzo gets his ass kicked backstage again. Kurt Angle shows up. Cash shows up. Kurt saw the Revival leave, so it couldn't have been them. Enzo was like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm not going to leave Enzo's side anymore. Enzo, did you see anything? The plot thickens. Gentleman Jack Gallagher and Austin Aries versus Neville and TJP. Pretty standard tag match, especially for cruiserweight wise. And Neville actually taps to Austin Aries in this match. Okay, that was alright. That's a good way to, hype up their submission match for Extreme Rules. I mean, yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been way worse as far as I'm concerned. So, in the interview with Roman Reigns, Roman doesn't care if they were best friends or they were enemies, but no one owns him, and he's going to show everyone why this is his yard. Okay. Short and sweet interview, but the tone of the interview. Roman Reigns should show more passion with that type of interview. He should show more than just talking like that. He should be yelling. He should be screaming. He should be upset. He should show passion, but he doesn't fucking do that. He doesn't show any emotion for us to get emotionally involved, for us to fucking care. That's one of the things that Roman is missing with his character. He's just, yeah. Goldust is back. He's doing the movie quotes. He's doing the whole Goldust stick. But bring back the wig. Bring back the fucking wig to make that shit complete. Yeah, the golden era, the golden age has begun. Goldust is back. Then we get our truth. What's Up Studios? Truth Be Told production. Yeah, Goldust is gonna get got. Okay, make this feud interesting. Yeah, let that stop being a joke. Go at it and destroy each other in the ring and put on a good match. I hope they can, so this feud can be interesting. Anybody else tired of this? Anybody else tired of Roman Reigns main eventing Raw, pay-per-views, WrestleManias, everything? I sure am. So he main events against Seth Rollins. And in a cool match, kinda, he actually beats Seth Rollins to gain the momentum to Extreme Rules. And it's like, you couldn't have Rollins win. You couldn't have the others come out and attack. You had to have Seth Rollins lose cleanly to Roman Reigns. I'm just tired of this. I really am. They're just saying that Roman's gonna win. Roman's gonna win. Roman's gonna win. He's gonna win. Yeah. And that concludes the show. What did you think about the show? Yeah, I'm sick of Roman Reigns. Main eventing. Everything. It's ridiculous. Do you agree or disagree with me? Do you think I'm full of shit? Are you tired of Roman Reigns? Fuck. It just... yeah. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm always up for a debate about wrestling. Sorry about the late review report. And, yeah. Just, I'm sick of Roman Reigns. Drop kicks, body slams, throwing motherfuckers over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme, and I'll see you later. Credits. I'm sick of Roman Reigns.